Hello, everybody. This is Jodi. So, Thursdays at noon is when I come on live and just kind of show you what I've been stamping, what I've been creating. And ideally, that would be a finished product for you. But I have been really busy getting ready for my big event next weekend, January 29th. And so I don't have a finished project to share with you today. What I'm going to do is kind of discover and play with some masks for the first time right here live with you. So let's hope that goes as well as I think it will in my mind. So on page 65 in our new mini catalog. So this is our new mini catalog. If you did not get one yet, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to send one to you. And of course, you can view it online or in my online store. So on page 65, there are butterflies and flowers layering decorative masks. So it's this set of 6, it's $10, and I think there's just so much fun and potential with these masks. So they do show you some samples on the page right here in the catalog. We have this embossing paste that you can actually use with the mask to create a textured background. What I'm gonna play with today is just some ink. So we'll see what we can do here. So first I just want to show you these different masks. So there's the butterflies, some flowers, some more detailed flowers here. And then these are just a little more, let's scoot those out so you can see better, just kind of backgrounds. So let's start with, we'll start with some of these. And I pulled in some, excuse me, Coastal Cabana cardstock. And then I just have some literally random, I'm tearing. Isn't that ridiculous? Nope, I've got scissors here. I can do that. I'm just gonna tear a piece of this scrap basic white that I've got here. Okay, so I've got some white, some Coastal Cabana, and I'm gonna pull in some Coastal Cabana ink. And of course, with the masks, you're gonna want to use one of our blending brushes. If you haven't, it's so hard to describe how this feels. It is so soft. It blends the ink, obviously, really, really well. But you can see here how dense it is. It's so dense. There's so many little fibers here, and this brush is so soft. It's wonderful. Okay, so let's do this one. What I want to do is set it down over the white. And I'm just going to, let me pull the ink pad in so you can see that. I'm just going to tap on here to pick up some ink. And then I'm really lightly going to just swirl it over the mask. And you can play with this if you want to tack down with some temporary adhesive. You could put the mask, kind of tape it down a little bit so you don't have to worry about holding it in place so carefully. It all just depends on what your comfort level is, and it's totally fine. So I'm just kind of I'm probably going to get inky is what I'm going to get. I'm just putting some ink just all over, just a light layer. But what I want to do just to play is kind of put it a little heavier in certain spots. Kind of, not really an ombre look because that goes, light to dark, but I'm just doing a little bit more random darker spots just to see what it looks like. All right, so let's pull that up and take a look. And it's just a really, really fun background. Like I said, you get 6 of these masks and it's $10. It's such an inexpensive, really, investment to have so many different options that you can do with the background. And if you see, you can see that really light, subtle color. And then where I went with that little bit of a heavier hand, you see it darker there. Now I could layer this, pretend they were cut to layer. Well, I could layer that on here, add some embellishments or ribbon, add a greeting, just make a really sweet card. What I'm going to try to do is spend some time this afternoon and actually make some completed projects with these masks. Like I literally opened the package right before I went live and pulled them out of the package. So I literally have not played with these at all until right now, live with you. What I want to do is take that same mask, same Coastal Cabana ink. This time, instead of sponging onto basic white, I'm sponging onto Coastal Cabana. So this is a tone on tone look, just to see what this will do, what this will look like. Again, you can be, oh, I moved it, so we'll just stop there. You can be as heavy-handed as you want, lighter in some areas, whatever you want to do. Same type of look that I did here with some variation in color. You can definitely spend a little bit more time and have it be a consistent look if you want that same, whether it's a lighter or heavier-handed, darker sponged look. But you can make it a consistent background too. This is just showing some variation, whether it's tone on tone or on the basic white. Okay, so let's play. I'm going to set this here. Now to clean this, honestly, what I've done with masks in the past is just run it under the faucet and tap it dry with a paper towel or let it air dry, either way. But it's super easy because there are a lot of small areas and just little details. So that's what I've found the easiest is just run it under the water, let any ink come off, and then tap it dry with a paper towel or just let it air dry. Okay, let me set Coastal Cabana aside. And we'll pull in some rich razzleberry. And I have a different blending brush that I use for that. And I'll pull in another piece of some basic white. Let's do something with these butterflies. Okay, like I said, in my mind, this works really well. So we're going to see how it actually works. I'm going to take my blending brush on rich razzleberry. Don't want it too dark, so I'm just going to kind of stamp it or tap it over here a little bit. I maybe should have started even lighter. I'm just going to kind of tap a little bit in this area and just swirl. Really, I'm using a really gentle touch here just to get this big butterfly outline like this. If you've played with the masks already, and if you have little tips and tricks to share, please comment with them because obviously me opening the package for the first time right before I came on live does not mean I have yet played enough or discovered all the tips and tricks there are. So that's what I have, the butterfly. Now I'm going to lay this detail. Let me see. Just kind of holding it up so I can see through the mask. I think that's pretty even. So I'm going to lay it back down there. And this time I'm going to go a little more heavy-handed. And I'm being careful not to like go over the edge of the mask. If this is a piece I wanted to, like I just did there, if I wanted to like attach this, not cut it out or anything and just attach it as a layer, you just need to be careful not to go in that area. You know what you could do? Let me try to hold this in place and show you. I don't know that I'd use this skinny little one, maybe, but a bigger Post-it even, because it sticks on there with that adhesive, but it's not, you know, any permanent thing. But just putting little Post-its like that on either side could be a good tip to help you, like, stay in the lines, I guess you would say. Okay, let's see how this turned out. Other than my little, pretend that's not there, but that's really cool to be able to do with just ink without a stamp, just ink and a mask to get that depth of that butterfly. That's really fun to do. I think you would get the same type of look with these flowers. Let's try that. I'm just going to flip this over. Let's do this one and just do the really light handed swirling of color. Like I said, you can use embossing paste with these to give it literally a more textured raised look. Lots of different options that you can play with. So that's what I have so far. Gosh, that's pretty just on its own, isn't it? Let's add the detail, see how that goes. So for me, it's easier the way the camera is to hold it up. Okay, I think that's where I want that. And I'm going to go back heavier with this detail. And that's just like when you're stamping, like with a two-step stamp, the bigger, more open area you tend to do with a lighter color. And then you come back in with that detailed image with a darker shade typically. Obviously you can do whatever, but I'm guessing that's the similar look we're going to get. Okay, ready? Oh, that is fun. This is kind of fun to do live for the first time. Like, I've never done this before. That is really pretty. This is going to be fun to play with. Very fun to play with. And what's cool about it too is that, like, literally with your ink, with some blending brushes or even sponge daubers. I love our blending brushes, but if you've got sponge daubers, give it a try with those. Just some basic white even. You can pull in other colors, but you're going to have the butterflies, the flowers, even more flower options here. And then the background that we did with Coastal Cabana, these other backgrounds. I'm thinking it's a really great $10 investment that's going to give you lots of creative options. So like I said, I am going to make some time today to actually finish some of these projects and then share some completed cards with you a little bit later. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for kind of playing along and taking that risk to see how it all went live with me for the first time opening these up. So stay tuned and I'll show you some completed projects. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.